Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Now I'm going to show you how to do this. Now this is Bavarian crochet and it comes out like this little star shape with this diamond in it. Now I'm going to start right away by saying this is on YouTube already. It's been around for many years and it's been on YouTube for a long time. This has been done several different ways. You can start in the middle and make it as a square and go around. I can do that later if you want to see how it's done in a square. It is on YouTube already, as I said. It's been on YouTube for many years. It's really pretty. Once you've done one of these, you'll want to do lots. Now, I did this in a paint box yarn. Now I did this in the blue paint box. This is a lemon one that I have and it's simply chunky. This is a lemon one and that one is the blue. You can do it in any yarn that you want, any yarn. I'm going to use this. Now I've had a few of these sent to me and I'm going to use this to show you how to do the sample for that. This one is a style craft. That's paint box. So this one says special for babies and it's style craft. It's a chunky yarn. It tells you to use a 6mm crochet hook for this yarn. This one I used a 6mm for this crochet as well. This chunky one turned out absolutely beautiful. It's really soft. It's quite easy once you get the hang of this. Now I'm going to say it every single time. Don't think you can't make this. You can. Just follow along with the video. Get your yarn, get your hook, and you can keep pausing the video to catch up with it. In the UK, this stitch is called a double treble crochet stitch. We'll be using a chain stitch and a double treble crochet stitch. If you're in the USA, this is a treble crochet stitch and we'll be using a chain stitch. And it comes out beautiful. Two simple stitches can make this beautiful Bavarian stitch. Now this stitch, you can find it in a lot of the stitch books. A lot of people will say, where'd you get your inspiration? You've got Google, you've got Pinterest, there's stitch books everywhere. You can go into a bookstore, you can go into Amazon, you can go into, in the UK, WH Smith's. There is crochet books that can have up to 400 different borders for blankets. There is books with over 500 different stitches. A lot of the books have the same stitches, but they just might call it something different. And it's a great resource for you to have if you have a stitch book and even a book that's got all different border patterns. That way you can mix and match and make as many different ones as you want. So I'm going to get on and I'm going to show you how to do this beautiful blanket. So for my sample, I'm going to be using this Stylecraft Special Babies yarn. It's a chunky yarn. It tells me to use a UK 6mm crochet hook. You can use any yarn you want. You can use chunky, you can use double knitting, you can use 3-ply, 2-ply. Just use the hook that it says on your label. Now this is a UK 6mm crochet hook. Your chain is done in sets of 8 plus 1 extra stitch at the end. So I'm going to start with a slip knot. I'm just going to wrap the yarn around my hand and hook the yarn through like this and then just tighten it in to your hook. You start your slip knot whatever way that you want. Now I'm going to do sets of 8. I'll just do my chain in sets of 8 and I'm going to do a small sample just to show you how to do this blanket. 2, 3, got 1, 2, 3. Never count the loop on your hook. Always count the stitches that have already been made. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to go into the 5th stitch in our chain. So count 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now this is your 3 chain stitches that will be missing along the chain. These ones here count as your skip 3, and that one, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches. 3 of these are your skip 3 stitches, and that last one we will be using on the next row to tie down our fan when we've done it. I'll show you that when we get there, and that's why we're going into the 5th stitch. It's your skip 3 plus a tie down stitch. So yarn over twice. So the stitches in this pattern, if you're in the UK, is a double treble crochet stitch. If you're in the USA, this is a treble crochet stitch. So you're going to wrap your yarn around your hook twice. So wrap 1 and 2. Another thing, hold your work the way it's comfortable. Don't try and copy the way someone else crochets. Keep it comfortable for you. So into that 5th stitch, we're going to put 3 double treble crochet stitches. So into that stitch, into the same stitch, we're going to put 3 double trebles. So put your yarn over and come through 2 loops. I'll zoom in a little bit. Yarn over again and through another 2 loops, and yarn over and through 2 loops. So that's us got 1 double treble in that stitch. 1. So wrap your yarn around your hook twice and into that same stitch. Pull through, yarn over, through 2 loops, yarn over, through 2 loops, yarn over and through 2 loops. Don't count that one. That belongs down here, so don't count that one. We've got 1 and 2. We need another 2. We need 4. Through 2 loops, yarn over, through 2 loops, yarn over and through 2 loops. So we've got 3. 1, 2 and 3. Yarn over your hook twice and into that same stitch. Through 2 loops, yarn over, through 2 loops, yarn over and through 2 loops. So now we have 4. We've got the first part of our fan. Chain 1. Chain 1 stitch and into the same stitch put another 4 double treble crochets, and that's a treble crochet if you're in the USA. So yarn over twice and into that stitch. That's 1, yarn over twice, that's 2, yarn over twice, that's 3, and yarn over twice. This is quite a chunky yarn, this. It's lovely. Now you're going to skip 3 stitches. Now remember when we did this one, this, as you can see now, is our skipped 3 stitches. When we come along the top, this 4th stitch in here, we're going to tie that row down. That's why there's 4 here. There's 4 here because we need one of those stitches to tie the next row, to attach the next row onto it. When you've done so many stitches into the one, pull across a little bit so you can see where your next stitch is. Sometimes it gets really squished. We're going to skip 3 stitches, 1, 2 and 3. Into the 4th stitch we're going to put a double crochet. So just go straight into the stitch, pull your yarn through, and you've got 2 loops, yarn over and come through those 2 loops. and that is going to tie that fan down. So that's your 3 skip stitches, and this first one, remember, don't count that one, don't count that as a stitch. You've got your skip stitches here. Skip 3 stitches, 1, 2 and 3, and we're going to do another fan into this next stitch. You'll do that all the way along your chain. So that's 1. Remember, you yarn over twice. 2, 3 and 4. Chain 1 and another 4 to finish your fan. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, into the 4th one, do a double crochet. If you're in the USA, that's a single crochet. Skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and do another fan. Then you'll skip 3, double crochet, skip 3, a fan, skip 3, double crochet until you get to the last 3 stitches. You should have 4 stitches left at the end. So what we're going to do now is we're going to work along the bottom. We're going to do the border as we work this blanket. What we're going to do now is we're going to turn my work upside down. Just turn it upside down like this. So we're going into the same hole. Just ignore that chain. That is your foundation chain. Just ignore it. So into there, you're going to put your 4 double treble crochets, chain 1 and then another 4. So that's 1, 2, 3 and 4. Chain 1 and put another 4 into there. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now double crochet down into here. Just go into the double crochet that's already there and lock that down, and this is what you get. Now move to the next one, do a fan into the next one, then double crochet to lock it down into shape, do a fan into here, lock it down into shape and a fan. Work your way along to the end of. So I've got all my circles done, and when you get to the end, remember this was your foundation chain, that you've got a chain of 4 here. It should be 4. So into the 1, 2, 3, into the 4th stitch here, you're going to join this. So I'm just going to pull my yarn through and slip stitch. We're going to go up around this way. Now I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now on your ends, you'll just have a half a section on your end. We're going to use 4 of the stitches. Don't count your foundation chain. Remember, you've got your foundation chain running along the middle of your circles. We're going to use 4 of these stitches, and then we'll use the other 4 from this circle and half of this circle to make the arch in the middle that goes into the middle. So you're going to go, make sure you don't use your chain, so yarn around twice, what we're going to do is we're going to work around the post of these stitches. This part of a stitch is called a post. These are your stitches, and this is the post of a stitch. We're going to go in through the back and then push it so that the post of that stitch is around your hook. You're going to pull your yarn through, and be careful that when you do this, you don't drop your yarn off your hook. So in behind it, not the chain, we're going around the stitch and just weave it. Pull your yarn through, make sure it doesn't fall off. Yarn over, through 2 loops, yarn over and through 2 loops. Now we're leaving the stitch on the hook. We're going to work the other 3 stitches and we're keeping them all on the hook. So yarn over twice and come in from the back, around the front, pull your yarn through, yarn over, through 2 loops, get some more yarn over through another 2 loops. Keep that stitch on there. So we've got 3 loops but 2 stitches. We're going to the next one, yarn over twice, go behind stitch, weave it through, pull your yarn through, just pull it right through, yarn over through 2 loops and yarn over and through 2 loops. We've got 4 loops on, 3 stitches and our little side chain. We've got 1 more to use in this circle. Yarn over twice and go behind and pull through. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Now don't pull your yarn too tight. If you pull it too tight, your blanket will squidge in. Now what we're going to do is yarn over and come through all of those loops. Chain 1 to lock it together, and then we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. We're going to tack that in to the space. Just go right through it and do a double crochet. And this is what you get. You're getting this little side end. But don't worry about it. Once we get around here, we'll be joining up as we go around and work our way up our blanket. We're going to do the same. We're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what you get is you get a fan round and you get a back post round. I didn't mention that. This is called a double treble back post stitch if you're in the USA. If you're in the UK, if you're in the USA, this is a treble back post stitch. Quite a bit of a mouthful. So we're going around this set here that's left, and we'll be going around the next set in your next circle. So this is a double treble back post stitch if you're in the UK, and if you're in the USA it's a treble back post stitch because the stitch ends up at the back. So yarn over twice and we're going around that stitch, and the post is at the back of your hook, and pull through. Yarn over through 2 loops, yarn over through 2 loops. Now keep that on your hook. You're going to work these 3 stitches and then you're going to go over and work this section. That is why your little circle has got the chain in it. It's breaking it up into 2 sections on the top of your donut here. So we're going to go around these 3 stitches one at a time and keep them on the hook. Yarn over twice, remember, and pull through. So we've got 2 stitches and our chain on our hook. Through there. It's the 3rd one. We're going to do the 4th one. Now we're going to move over to these 4. No chain, no anything. We're going over to these 4. Yarn over twice and go through that stitch. Now make sure you're not picking up that chain. You need the stitches that are in the circle, the 4 stitches that are on your circle. So around that stitch, you should have 9 loops on your hook when we finish this section. So twice around my hook, around the stitch, pull through, yarn over, through 2 loops, yarn over and through 2 loops. I've got one more of that section to do. Make sure it's each one that you do. Don't go around the same stitch twice. So we've got 9 loops here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Yarn over and pull through all of those loops. If you can't come through them all at once, just come through a couple at a time until you get through all of them. Chain 1 to lock it all together, then chain 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now into this chain section where we've joined this, into the chain section, we're going to do a double crochet. If you're in the USA, that's a single crochet. Going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, 4. Now the chain 4 stops your blanket from pulling in too tight. It lets your blanket come out like this. And this is what you get in the start of your diamond. Once we come around again, we'll get the other half of the diamond on. This is your diamond already that's here. So we've done our chain of 4. We're going to work these 4 stitches and go over to your other circle and work those 4, making sure you don't work the chain. Don't work that chain, you're doing the stitches. So yarn over and go in through the back. Pull through, keep the stitch on your hook, twice around your hook, pull through, keep your stitch on the hook, twice around your hook, pull through, and again you should end up with 9 loops. We're working 8 stitches, 4 from here and 4 from here, and around. We're going straight over, twice around your hook, and we're going to use these 4 stitches from this one. Make sure you don't pick up the chain. Now this chunky yarn is really, really pretty, but you can use any yarn for this. Just use the hook size it tells you for your label. But what you can also do is, if you use a thinner yarn and a big thick hook, your pattern, like I said already, your pattern will come out really lacy, really pretty for doing shawls. So we're going around that 8th stitch. This is number 8. Now we've got 9 loops on my hook. So yarn over and come through all of those loops. and chain 1 to lock it. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to do a double crochet into the chain space right in the middle of our donut. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I've tried that with a chain of 3, but it's kind of tight when you do a chain of 3. So that's what we're getting, and that's the back of the blanket. We're going to work this 4 and the 4 off this side. We'll do a double crochet into the middle, do your chain, work this 4 and this 4. You'll do a chain and you'll do a double crochet into there, and we'll have 4 left at the end to work. So I'm going to work all the way across. You do yours at your speed. If you need, just rewind the video and watch again, but I'm going to work all the way along to the end to my last 4, and I'll show you what to do next. The last 4 stitches. Now it looks like you've got 5 because this one here is your chain. We've got 4 stitches and a chain. If you've only got 4 here, you've collected one wrong, or you haven't put enough in when you've made that round circle donut. So that one there is your chain. We're going to work these 4. We're going to do that half fan around these 4 stitches. So I've locked my chain in and I've done my chain of 4. So yarn around twice and go behind the stitch. We're going to keep it on the hook, yarn twice around the next stitch, keep it on the hook, the third one, and the 4th one, and the one we've got left is our chain. Around, you're going to come through all 5 loops and chain 1. Going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now find the chain that's in between this half of your circle and that half. That is your foundation chain that's there. There's your tail. So what you're going to do is, where the tail is, you're going to go in to that stitch. Just slip stitch in there to join that. Just pull it in and pull it through to join. So we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to work this section of the circle. You're doing it in sections. So yarn over twice and go behind the first big stitch. Make sure you're not picking up the chain. I can't stress that enough with you, not to work the chain. You're working those 4 stitches. Keep it on the hook and do the next one. And the next one. And the next one. Come through all of those and chain 1. Now chain another 3. 1, 2, 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to lock in to that chain space. Remember and do your lock in. This is like a chain round, a back post and a chain round. And the next round, as you can see, it's going squarish. The next round, we're going to be making more fans around the blanket. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to work these 4 stitches and jump across and work those as well. So we've got 8. Then I'll do my chain 4s and lock it in. Just like we did, we're going to repeat this side. So around those 4, jump over around those 4, chain 4 and lock it in. So around this one, I'm going to go a little bit quicker now, because if you need to watch this again, just rewind the video. And I want to do my 4th one. Yarn over twice. So we're going to skip over and do the other 4, not the chain, just the 4 stitches. Behind that stitch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Come through all your stitches, all those 9 stitches, and chain 1 to lock it together. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and into the chain space with a double crochet. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll work the next section. So we're going to do that all the way along your little blanket, and what you've got is you've got this section like this. So I'm going to work it all the way along. Rewind the video if you need to rewind the video. I'm going to work along until I've got my last 4. I should have the odd 4 on the end here. Now if you think, oh, I've got 5, it's not. Remember, one of them is your chain. One of them is your chain. So you'll go work until you've got your 4 left at the end of the row. So I'm on my last 4 stitches and I've got my chain here. So remember, that's not 5, you've got 4. We're going around those 4 stitches to make a little half fan. This is going to be the corners. Now this blanket grows in length and width as you go along, and it's up to you how many circles that you start with. So I've got my 4 stitches done plus my extra one from my chain on the hook. Pull through them all, chain 1. Now you chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and find your chain. Find the chains one that's at, you've got your 4 stitches here and then your chain, and that's where we're going to slip stitch into. Just go into there. It'll be at the bottom of that chain there, so just go into there and do a slip stitch, just like that. And this is what we've got. We've got this. It's turning into a lovely little sort of oblong. We're going to work the circle that's here. Now this is a corner. Now on the corners we're going to put 3 sets of 4. We're going to put 12 in. We're going to do 4, chain 1, 4, chain 1, and 4. So we're going straight into where this bundle joins. There's a little circle there, just there. We're going to do all those 12 stitches into that little space. It will widen out, so don't worry. Now just have a look where all your stitches go, and it's the little loop where they're all chained in the same stitch. So no chains or anything this time. Yarn over twice and go in to that little tiny stitch. It's like the little eye of that group. Put 4 double treble crochets in. So that's 1, 2, 3 and 4, chain 1. Now put another 4 in, and this is going to create our corner. 1, 2, 3 and 4, chain 1 and your last 4. That makes 12 altogether around that corner. So into the same space. That's 1, 2, 3 and 4, all into that same corner. You're going to lock it down into that double crochet, go right into that double crochet and do a double crochet stitch. And if you're in the USA, that's a single crochet, and that gives you this lovely circle around the corner. When we're at these ones, you're going to do your 8, you're going to do your 4, chain 1 and 4, lock it down into here, no chains this time, 4, chain 1 and 4, and lock it down. We're not doing this chain here, just straight down and lock it down all the way along. When you get to the corner, you'll put 3 sets of 4 in, just like I've just showed you here. So we're going straight from here into that stitch that's holding all of those together. You're going to put 4 treble crochets in, or your double treble crochets I should say. 1, 2, build your fan, 3 and 4, do your chain 1 and do your next part of your fan. It's 1, 2, 3 and 4. Lock it down here into this double crochet into there, and then do your next fan. And I'm at the corner again. Now remember, we're not doing any long chains with this one. We're going into the corner and we're going to put 3 sets of 4, and in between those we're going to do a chain 1. So this is our first set. I need to tighten that chain up. When you're going from your sort of lockdown stitch, make sure it's not too big and loopy when you go over to your next stitch. So that's 1, 2, into there again, that's 3 and 4, and then we'll do a chain 1, your chain 1, do another set of 4, chain 1 and 1 more set of 4. Then we'll lock it down here and we'll do the next set of 3 for this corner. So that's 1 set, 1, 2, 3 and 4, chain 1, and we'll do 1 more. We've got 2 sets, we need 3. Each corner needs to have 3 sets of 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to lock it down with a double crochet into here, and we're going to work the next corner. So I've done my last corner with my 3 sections of 4 and my 1 chain, 4 stitches, chain 1, 4 stitches, chain 1, 4 stitches. So I'm going to lock it down into this double crochet down here, just like this, just slip stitch. Now what we need to do is we need to be up here to do a corner. This corner's got 3 sections. It's got your 4 stitches, your chain 1, 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and your chain 1. We need to start the next round up here. We have to slip stitch across up to that second section of your corner. So remember that when you get to here, you've got to slip stitch through here. So you're going to go into there, just pull your yarn through, don't do it too tight, into the next one, pull through, into the next one, pull through, until you get to that chain, space, and pull through. Now that's us on a section of A. I'm going to build my corner here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're taking this section of our corner. We've slip stitch past that first section, and I'm going to use these ones. We're going to do the back post round now. So yarn over twice and go behind your post. Pull your yarn through, yarn over through 2 loops, yarn over through 2 loops. Leave it on your hook. So this is the back post round. So the 2 rounds that you'll have is your fan round and your back post round. And it's that back post round that makes that diamond shape in your blanket around this one. Now there are a lot of these videos on YouTube already, and if you're not following mine, if it's too slow for you, you can go and look on YouTube at someone else's. There's lots and lots on YouTube already. So yarn over and you're going to pull through all of these stitches. Chain 1 and then chain another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do a little lockdown into the chain space of that corner. So I'm going to go through this again with the corner. You've got 3 sections in your corner. You're going to slip stitch past the first section. You're going to do 1 little fan with 4 of the stitches, and now we're going to work our way along using this 4 and this 4 to create another arch, just like we did here. This is what we're creating, but we're doing it up here. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the round that you'll be doing your back posts and your chains, and your other round is just fans. So we're going to go around these 4 stitches, keep them on the hook, and then go around these 4 and keep them on the hook. Yarn around twice, go behind the stitch and pull through. Yarn over, through 2 loops, yarn over, through 2 loops. Keep it on the hook and go to the next one. yarn around twice, go to the next one. This is the third one. Yarn around and go around the fourth one. Keep them all on the hook. Now we're going across to this section. Yarn around twice, around the stitch. Make sure you don't pick that chain up by mistake. And oops, pull up. Make sure your yarn doesn't slip off. Pull through. That's one from that section. Two from that section. Then the third one. And the fourth one. Then we're going to go through all those 9 stitches. So we've got 9 stitches on your loop, on your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Yarn over and come through all of those loops and chain 1. Now you're going to chain another 4. A little hang up there. 1, 2, 3 and 4. You're going into the chain space to lock it down with a double crochet. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then what we're going to do is we're going to work these 4 stitches and these 4 stitches. Pull them all together, lock it down into the chain space. Chain 4, lock it down into the chain space. Chain 4, work these 4 stitches and these 4, and then do your chains and lock it down all the way along to the end. Now when you get here, you're going to use the last 4 from here and the first 4 from this one to make your last loop. Then what you'll do is you'll do one single loop, one single set, and then you'll do those ones and those ones. So I'm going to work my way right along to here to do that last half fan, and then I'll show you what to do when we get to this corner and down that side. At the end of this row, and I've used 4 from here. Now this is the corner, and I'm going to use 4 from this corner to complete this section. So remember the corners, we put 3 sets of 4 in there. So I'm going to use 1 set from this corner. That's 1, 2, 3 and 4. Pull through all those stitches, chain 1 and chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now into the chain space, we're still going to lock this down. You're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to create another section for the corner on the next row. So only 4 of them. The 4 that's left, we're going to attach to 4 on this corner. It'll be like that. So if you need to rewind the video, then rewind the video so that you can get the corners correct. Go and close the door a wee second. So yarn over, and we're going to create just a single set of 4. This is going to make the section for the next big corner on the next round. 1, 2 and 3 and 4. That's 3 and 4, and I should have 4 left. Yep, I've got 4 left. So this solitary 4 on its own is going to create the one section for our next corner. On the end of this one, you'll get your set of 3. So we're going to chain 4. We've done our 1 to lock it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to lock it down into that chain space, just as we've been doing on the long side. So what we've done is we've created ourselves that little corner section, and then we'll put the big corner in. What we're going to do now is chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're on the short side. I'll turn it like that. We're on this short side. So on this side, we've got 4 here, and we're going to use the first set of 4 on this side to make our fan in here. We'll do one separate section, like we did here, one separate corner, and then the last 4 on the corner will get attached to this 4, like that. So we'll do that now. We'll do this one. And this video is a little bit longer than some of the others. But once you've done this, you're really going to like it. Let me take that out. Yarn over twice around the stitch. Once you've got this done and you get the hang of it, you'll be making lots of these. And you can use thinner yarn. You don't need to use chunky yarn. And around that 4th one, keep them all on the hook, and we're going to use the first set of 4 on this corner. So we'll be using that one. That one's going to be on its own, and then we'll use that section to go with that section and work our way along this long end. So yarn twice around, and we're going around our stitch of this section. Take a section from this corner. It's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yarn over and pull through all your 9 loops. Chain 1, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going lock it down into that chain space between those 2 sections. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to do our little corner. So that's your little corner, and the next round you'll have a big corner like this one. You'll have a big corner like that. So you've got a little corner, and then you've got a big corner. So we're going to do our little corner, our back post corner. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is our back post corner. Come through all of those stitches and chain 1 to lock it. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to lock it down into the chain space between the fan sections. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to work these 2 sections together. And that's that round complete. You can see where we're going now. Now we're going to just repeat that fan round, and again we will be going straight over into that little round stitch. 4 double treble crochets, chain 1, another 4, chain 1, and another 4. We're going to make that large fan corner now. No chains, just around your yarn twice and go into the stitch that groups them together. And you're going to put 4 double treble crochets in. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Chain 1, and we're going to put another 2 sets of 4 into this corner, and that's going to start us on our next round. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Chain 1 and your last set of 4 all into that same stitch to create this big fan corner. 1, 2, 3 and 4. We'll go down to that double crochet to lock it in there, and that is your first large fan corner. So on your back post rounds you've got your little corner, and on your fan round you've got your large 3 section of the corner. You'll work your way all around doing the same thing. You'll put your 3 sections into this corner, you'll put 1 into here, and then you'll put your 3 sections, or you'll put your 1 fan, you'll do 4, chain 1 and 4 into that section, so that's your section of 8 into there, and then you'll do 12 into the corners. So when you do the fan round, it's sets of 8 and then 12 into the corner, and that is how you do that Bavarian stitch. I know this video is a little longer than the other ones that I've done. So this is what it looks like when it's finished. I'm going to fold this over so you can see the back, but it's a really, really pretty stitch on the back as well. It's really, I like it, it's lovely. And that is the front of it. It's really pretty. Now, like I said, I did 20 rows after I done my initial 5 round circles, and you keep going and going, but you will need quite a bit of yarn for this. This blanket that I did, I will measure it and I'll put the measurements up. This took 4 and a bit balls of 100 grams of the paint box yarn. Now, I did say that the paint box chunky. Use double knitting, you can use anything, it's up to you. If you use a much bigger hook, you'll get a really lovely lacy pattern. It'll be really pretty. Give that a try as well. Use a thinner yarn and a big hook and you'll get a beautiful stitch to do shawls. Now you can do this in shawl format, you can do it in a blanket, you can make small square sections and you can put them on your cushions for cushion covers. It's really, really pretty. So give it a try. So thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed already. It gives me great moral support. And if you click on the bell icon, then YouTube will let you know when I put up another tutorial. So until the next time, happy crafting, and I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.